Welcome to guide number 5 in how to use the factlab. If you want to use the factlab yourself, just go to www.thefactlab.com. In this guide we're going to use the Trendline to see if there is a connection between two facts, two variables. I have already chosen the fact number 1. That is prison population in 2007 per 100,000 people. As you can see in the bar chart, there is a big spread between the countries of the world. If I make a selection up here to see the countries with the highest population in prison per 100,000 people, you see that United States is in the top. I clear this step. I can click on top entries to see the exact figures. Here I see the 10 first countries. If I click here, I can see the whole list. We see that in the United States there is 738 people in prison per 100,000 people. Compare this to Switzerland, for example. They have 83 people. Now I want to see if there's a connection between the total population in prison per 100,000 people and how big part that is female. So I will add a fact number 2 by clicking here. I now write PRIS for prison and the factlab will search for me. Then I click on female. Then I go to percent and the year 2007, the same year as for fact 1. I click on hide, and up here we can see that we now have got a fact number 2. I can click here to see all the countries of the world. Now we see that in the United States 9% of the prisoners are female, and the mean value of all the countries of the world is 5. Let's take a look at the whole list. Here we can see that in the United Arab Emirates 11% of the prisoners are female. In Thailand it's 17%, double the figure for United States. And in Hong Kong it's 20%. In Algeria it's just 1% of the prisoners that are female. Now let's see if there's a connection between these two facts, fact 1 and fact 2. I can do that by using the Trendline. I just click Trendline and then I get it in graphics like this. If I'm not sure about what Trendline is, I can just click on the question mark up here, and then the factlab will explain about Trendline. I close it up here. If the red line points up from left to right, there's a positive connection between fact 1 and fact 2. That means that if the value of fact 1 is rising, the value of fact 2 is also rising. If the red line points down from left to right, there's a negative connection, and that means if the value of fact 1 is rising, the value of fact 2 is going down. In this example it means that the more people in prison per 100,000 people, the country also have a bigger part of female prisoners. Every ball in this graphic represents a country, so I can click on it and see what country it is. Here, for example, the ball with the highest value for fact 1. I can click on that one, and that is United States. I can also make a selection like this and see what countries I got. I can do this again, and I can go to map to see what countries I got in my selection, and that is the red marked countries. I go back to Trendline. I clear the step to see all the countries of the world. Now I want to see if the situation is the same in Europe, for example. Then I go down here click on Europe, and then we can see it's nearly the same angle of the red line. I can clear this step, and then I have all the countries of the world again. And if you want to change fact 2 to see if there's a connection between fact 1 and something else, just click remove and then add a fact 2, and then you can start all over again. And if you want to do this yourself, just go to www.thefactlab.com.